This tutorial will cover applying effects and filters to different types of stage elements. I'm going to start with text, adding it to the stage. And I'm going to apply a motion script effect, which is JavaScript based and Create.js based. Create.js is a JavaScript framework. The effect can be applied in three different ways: using the properties pane here, or using the menu bar here, or using views, effects, actions, storybook here. So I'm going to use the properties pane. I'll pick blinds. I could change these parameters if I so desire. And let's just look at another effect. Well, actually, let's just go through the examples. So I'm going to go through these as quickly as possible, just to show you there's a very broad range of text effects using this motion script approach. And a lot of these effects can also be applied to images. We're getting near the end. Okay, so next is a style sheet based effect, and I'll pick light speed in. This effect is applied to the entire word, and if we pick letter animation, the effect is applied to each letter. I'm going to skip 3D and I'm going to skip Html5 filter. I'll just discuss Html5 filter when I get to images. Fade size is timeline based, so we're adding keyframes to the timeline with instances of the text in each keyframe with different amounts of scaling and transparency. And this could be done manually if one so desired. And spin rotate is very similar, and drop shadow is just adding a drop shadow. Next element is dynamic text box. So this could be called text input field, text field, dynamic text box, a lot of different names. Let's just see what that looks like before I apply the effect. Now we could apply styling if we so desired, and we'll apply a style sheet type effect. So let's do bounce in. Okay, now this element is interesting because you can type into the box. Okay, the next is button. So I'm going to add text and then convert that into a button. Right click, convert to button. And I'm going to add an overstate with blue color, return to the main movie, We'll play it just so you can see that it is in fact a button. As I move the mouse over the button, it turns blue. And I'm going to do fade size effect on this. Just like we did before. So again, it creates keyframes, different scaling, transparency in each keyframe. Spin rotate is also a possibility. Next is image. Motion script effect. I will pick clockwise mask. Lots of examples that one could look at. Style sheet effect. We'll do light speed in. This is the interesting one, Html5 filters. So before I do that, let me add some keyframes so we have some duration to the movie. So what I've done is I've lengthened the movie. I've also put this image in every keyframe very, very quickly. Clicking on the filter pop-up, and I'm going to pick grayscale. Now I have the ability to change the intensity of that grayscale over the course of the movie. I'll play it again just in case you didn't catch it. So it turns from color to grayscale. Okay. Now I'm going to do a different effect, but in this case I'm going to apply the effect over the entire movie. Next is HTML Div. So this is a block of code in exported HTML. And there can be anything inside this div that's valid. So we're just going to do a paragraph. And we're going to put in a border so we can see the dimension of the div. And let's play it. Okay, and then we'll apply a style sheet effect. So we'll do bouncing, bounce in left. Next is vector graphic element. We'll just draw a circle. To make it interesting, we'll fill it with an image. And we'll apply a motion script effect to that. We'll do bar slide in. And there are other effects we could do as well. And then the last is movie clip. So I'm going to put this inside of a movie clip. I'm going to convert this into a movie clip. And just to see how that works, looking at the movie clip frames, which is a movie inside the main movie, there's just that one keyframe. Generally, you'd have more than one keyframe. So this movie clip runs on its own timeline. We're going back to the main movie, and I'm just going to fade it in. So initial fade in over, we'll say 6 keyframes, adding keyframes because there's only currently one, and it's just the same instance in each keyframe with different amounts of transparency. That covers a lot of different stage elements with a lot of different effect and filter possibilities.